It's one thing to blame yourself, but it's something entirely different when their family blames you too. When a grieving mother looks into your eyes and sees the reason her child isn't coming home. When the silence from their brother cuts deeper than any insult. When their dad doesn't say a word, just walks past you at the funeral like you were never there. That kind of blame, that kind of guilt, it burns. Grief is messy. It doesn't always make sense. It lashes out. It clings to why, because why feels safer than never knowing. And you're convenient. You were there. You were close. You were the last one who saw them. You were the friend who dared them, dropped them off, left early, said nothing, did nothing. Even if none of it was your fault, grief doesn't need proof. It just needs a target. You become the scapegoat for all the pain no one knows how to carry.
And sometimes
You take it because deep down, you wonder if they might be right. You killed him. I told her not to hang out with you. If it weren't for you, he'd still be alive. You hear these things. You don't fight back. You just take it. Because the guilt was already there, and now it has faces. Now it has voices. Now it's real. One guy I spoke to, his best friend OD'd at a party he hosted. The friend's mother came to the wake, stood in front of everyone and said, "My son died in your house. Your hands are dirty. He hasn't stepped into that house since." You want to explain. You want to scream, "It wasn't like that." You want to say, He made his own choices. I didn't know. I never meant for this to happen. But you don't. Because they're grieving. Because you understand. Because somewhere deep inside, you agree with them. You become silent. You shrink. You punish yourself. Long after they've stopped talking to you, and that silence becomes your sentence. You're grieving too, but you don't get to, because now your grief has conditions. You can't cry too loud. They might say you're making it about you. You can't post about them. They might say you're pretending. You can't show up to the memorial. They might whisper behind your back. So you mourn in secret. You cry in bathrooms. You leave flowers at night when no one's watching. You whisper, "I'm sorry," into a dark, empty sky. You don't just lose a friend. You lose your right to be broken because you're wearing the face of the accused. Here's the brutal truth. They may never forgive you. They may never believe your side. They may hold on to their version forever, but you have to live anyway. Not in defiance, but in devotion. Not to defend yourself, but to redeem the pain. You don't wait for their blessing to start healing. You don't need permission to move forward. Because the one who died, they knew you. They loved you. They saw your flaws and chose you anyway. If you believe that, even just a little, then you don't live to prove the family wrong. You live to prove your friend right. Some people will always see you as a villain.
let them.
You know the truth. The question now is, what will you do with this pain? Will you hide from it? Collapse under it? Let it swallow you? Or will you stand? Scarred but not ashamed. Changed but not erased. You may not be able to fix the past, but you can build from it. One step, one story, one action at a time. When their family blames you, you carry more than loss. You carry judgment. You carry silence. You carry grief with no safe place to land. But maybe, if you keep living the way your friend would have wanted, with honesty, with presence, with heart, you can still be part of something beautiful, something that hurts. But there comes a point where the guilt becomes quiet, not because it's gone, but because you've made space for it. It no longer screams. It sits beside you. A scar, not an open wound. This is where we end, but also where healing begins. You may never know why they left when they did. You may never understand what was going through their mind. You may never find the right words to undo what was said or unsaid. And that's the hardest part. Living with an unfinished story. No final conversation. No dramatic closure. Just silence.
But here's the truth.
You don't need all the answers to forgive yourself. You don't need perfect closure to begin again. Because healing isn't about understanding everything. It's about accepting that you won't. Let me tell you something brutal and beautiful. You feel guilty because you love them, because they mattered, because deep down, you know their life touched yours in a way that can't be undone. So no, guilt isn't just punishment. It's evidence that your heart was in it, that the friendship was real, that you cared maybe not perfectly but deeply. And that matters. That counts. This may be the hardest sentence you'll ever believe. You are allowed to feel joy again. You are allowed to laugh, to love, to adore, to dance, to breathe, to build. And no, that doesn't mean you're forgetting them. It means you're carrying them with you into what's next. You are not betraying their memory by being okay. You are honoring them. Because you are what they left behind. You are the continuation of everything they loved. Their story doesn't end where their life did. It lives through you. If grief has carved a hole in you, let it become a window. Let people see through it. Let light come in. Let it make you softer, more aware, more intentional, more real. Because the only thing worse than losing a friend is wasting the life they'd give anything to still have.
You don't have to be perfect.
Just present some for the people who are still here, for the moments still unfolding. You will always feel it. In the laugh that sounds a little too much like theirs. In the silence when your phone doesn't buzz. In the photo you almost delete, but can't. You will carry the guilt, but it will no longer carry you. You will walk again, maybe slower, maybe with a limp, but you will walk. And when you do, you walk with them every step, every smile, every time you choose life. You bring them with you. And in that way, they never really died. Grieve,
Feel.
heal, live, and don't stop walking.
For you.
And for them.